Hello, everybody, and it's good to be here with all of you. I'm very excited to have been invited to MTNA, where I have been a member and a supporter for many, many years. Before I go on, I was asked to announce that this webinar will be archived at MTA members-only webpage, and also that the Q&A section will be towards the end. So hold your questions and you can send them to the chat box. So just a few words about me. Those of you who know me or have read my bio are aware of the fact that I was not born into this state of technical know-how and the knowledge that I've been teaching and sharing for many, many years. I was not myself injured, and I was pretty much able to sail through 8 years at Juilliard, 2 at the prep division, and 6 at the upper school. Those were wonderful years for me. I came from another country, barely spoke English, and was quickly thrown into an amazing richness of coursework, of lessons, of concerts, and being in a community with highly talented students. I practiced regularly and I saw some growth in my playing and accepted the occasional fatigue and pain in the back as normal, because that's what everybody else felt. The pains were here or there, or the fatigue. I also stayed away from certain pieces in the repertoire and accepted certain limitations as something that practice will eventually solve. After all, that's again what everyone thought and everyone accepted. There wasn't as much talk in those years about injuries yet, being open about it, after Gary Grafman and Leo Flasher wrote about it. All of that was true until I met Dorothy Taubman, when a whole new world of unexpected information opened up to me, making it clear that those symptoms could be overcome. Lessons with Taubman were very different from what I was used to. Questions were encouraged and were followed by rational explanations and demonstration as to how to fix the situation where practice alone didn't make a difference, no matter how much I practiced. In other words, I was introduced to a world of diagnosing problems and practicing the solutions. That's what practice sessions were about. It changed those practice sessions from endless and boring repetition of what didn't work into solutions that worked. It also, I was realizing from the beginning that my brain was working in a totally different way. There was a lot of thinking involved, where before it was more, play those exercises, repeat things, and my brain didn't have to be there. I could read a book, which often I did. When a problem was resolved, it wasn't necessary also to repeat it over and over again in the hope that eventually it would work. What was right felt natural, the body wanted to do it, and miraculously, the body seemed to remember it even when I didn't practice, when some days were skipped. It was a huge time saver, and it made practicing interesting and engaging. The other revelation was to see that there was a real structure in the mostly unseen world of motion, which made me more and more curious and interested to continue learning and seeing how far it will take me. The other huge benefit, of course, was that I was able to start to teach and remove the roadblocks from other people's technique so that they could fulfill their potential and be able to grow. Another realization, a sobering one, was that the physical problems that pianists came with and come with don't only affect their technique greatly, but can also lead to low self-esteem, low self-worth, often feelings of despair and depression. So speaking of the Taubman approach response to technical problems starts with first understanding some of the fundamental causes to these problems. The Taubman work is basically consists of two-tier approach. One is diagnosing and understanding what causes problems. And the other one, which is the main one, is learning about the solutions. This is the knowledge of how to change those things and make the technique really transform. It doesn't change, it transforms in a way that it cannot even go back to what it used to be.